The UN climate report released today says warming has only accelerated.
The effects of climate change already.
More than 100 large wildfires are burning across more than
The wildfires, floods, and excessive heat consuming parts of our planet could have catastrophic results unless
The climate change on our planet has reached code red.
The world is changing. The data is undeniable. Severe storms are affecting your international supply chain. That's why you really do need to consider the effects of climate change. The Hurricane Ida that hit the coast of Louisiana shut down port operations for a number of days, disrupted all the activities that were taking place there. And then on the western shores of Canada, we saw flooding that impacted the ability for trucks to be able to remove containers from that port. And it also impacted the rail yards. And so these are weather events that are happening more frequently and more severely than they used to in the past. And as supply chain professionals, we need to be aware of that. Ocean vessels like these account for more than 3% of the world's total carbon emissions. If it were a country, for example, it would be the 6th largest emitter on the planet. When you look at carbon emissions, it's really the accumulation of those emissions that actually counts, and that's what's really needed to be reported. And so it's the emissions that your suppliers and manufacturers overseas have done, the emissions that happen because of the transportation and bringing that cargo into North America, and then the emissions that are required or that happen as a result of moving these goods around the country. And so responsible corporations and thought leaders today are actually looking at that entire picture and then doing the right steps to make it so that it's reduced. And those steps in turn help them also save money. Right now, in this chaotic environment, it's important that you have the ability to identify those exceptions that are going to cost you money or are going to delay product and make your customers unhappy. What kind of exceptions are we talking about? Well, there's climate change exceptions. These are things like floods, like hurricanes, typhoons, even fires in California. All of these can affect your supply chain, whether it's ocean container shipping, air, or over-the-road shipping. So it's important that you have a multimodal supply chain visibility system that gives you the insight into all of these weather-related exceptions to keep your supply chain moving efficiently. Data is gold. I mean, this is really the case. And so any organization that's really serious about monitoring and mitigating their emissions needs to have a system like FourKites that gives you the visibility to those weather events and how they impact your cargo so that you can take the action to get that cargo where it needs to be in the most efficient and cost-effective way possible.